Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to a spirit message that came through this morning. And actually, I was on my exercise bike. I had to transcribe this message and I had to collect myself because I started tearing up. And then when they showed me the card to show, this card says, make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. And I want to read you that card because the card that it says, make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. It will have a whole new meaning, this happy ending, because this is all about our story. You know how we have history, her story, and now they're saying we have our story. We're creating and making new our story, quote unquote, our story together. Over history and her story, we're making new our story. So here was the difference. That is the difference, not individual history or her story with all the different versions. We are all together making new our story. When each of us rises up in the fullness of all we are, together with all we are made of, standing up fully for ourselves and others, we are creating a new, quote unquote, our story, where it's our justice for all. It's our equality for all. It's our power for all. It's our opportunity for all. It's our new ideas for all. It's our visions for all. It's our path for all. And it's our love for all. Together for all, walking all together in this place of time of our story, creating a new our story where we're in it all together, walking with and on new levels of love and compassion for all. And it's this love path that's naturally leading us all to a much brighter world for all. And then they showed me this card where it's leading naturally to this brightness. The clouds even look like hearts of love, what's coming on the horizon. And they said, for all, we are writing and rewriting history and her story, making a new our story together for all. What a beautiful our story we are all a part of right now. And then this card says, make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. These times they kept on saying, that was the message, but I have chills. I hope it's coming across. If not, I always put in the spirit messages, word for word, what I get in the description box. So if you want to read it and it hits you in a different way, but make no mistake, we're all rising up together and creating a new our story. You know how in the past we would have history, HIS story, or then later on we had her story, HER. But with all these QT lines, they're saying right now, make no mistake, we're creating a new our story. And how powerful is that? And, between the coronavirus and protesting in the streets and everything else, everything, they kept on saying, it hasn't brought us to our knees, it brought us to our core, it brought us to our heart, it brought us to what matters, it brought us back to love and compassion, it brought us back to rise up to everything that we're already made of, and rising up together. We're creating a new our story. This is so powerful, I'm like shaking. I don't know if I'm even communicating correctly, like the of what they're saying, but this is beautiful. And to have this card that says, make room for that happy ending, it's now within your grasp. There are happy endings all over the place, like on an individual level, whatever your personal experience was. This is a happy ending for every individual, and then all together, a mutual our story happy ending as well. So this is very different from anything we've ever experienced before, where it's so individualistic, where you're pretty much living your own life story. You have your own personal triumphs, your own personal sorrows. If you're a part in a character in a book of your own personal story, it's very individual. And maybe we would have a one or two shared experience or a shared moment or a shared, similar character experiences. No. This is our story. It's an interwoven on a real divine level where each individually will feel vindicated, your own personal happy ending, because you're rising up fully with everything you are capable of in this moment in time, and you're stepping into your power, and also even more respect for yourself, because it's like you are winning at the end of your own story. Each individually are going to feel like you've triumphed over something. But then on a greater level, your individual victory of this happy ending is still part of the our story, because it's all interwoven. We are all heading towards this happy ending in our grasp. And this is just so beautiful and multi leveled. So you're going to feel this really personally, especially during this time. They kept on saying, we've tapped into facets of ourselves that we have never had to. We're communicating and they literally said we're hugging hearts. We're being there and connecting on levels we never could before. Even though we socially distance now, we are more loving and compassionate and there for each other more than we ever were. What you're seeing in the streets, we're literally walking all together, and we are creating and making our story. It's our story, and we're all a part of this our story. It's really powerful, like what you individually are doing in your day to day, your moment, and as we go forward, we are creating our story together, and together. Look at this. This is the messages from Heaven deck, and the card they wanted me to show is make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. And this is what we're heading towards, walking on this path of love and compassion, and it's our story. And I have chills because I almost don't have the words for what's coming through here. But talk about victorious, talk about transformation, talk about enlightenment, talk about a new brightness. How on the other side of it, as we go forward, the liftness of everything heading into more light and brightness, enlightenment. There's been an elevation. People, minds have been changed, hearts have been shifted, minds have been blown wide open. They kept on saying our eyes, ears, mouths, and hearts have just been blown open, even previously to this. And now it's just we're escalating to new levels, and we're walking together, creating this new, making a new our story all together. And it's multidimensional almost what they're talking about, because you feel victorious individually in your own personal life story, even if you don't share it. But then also collectively, we are victorious in our story. What we're making here is our story from history and her story. It's our story. And make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp, individually and collectively. I'm blown. So I wanted to share this on my channel, and I'll put it down below in the description box. But it was so beautiful and made me tear up that I wanted to share it with you. So here we are. We're creating and making our story. Take care. And I love this part. Make room for that happy ending. It's now within your grasp. And look at this tremendous light coming in. And the clouds even look like love and hearts to me. And that's what we're walking into. That's what we're going forward in. So don't lose sight of this card, because that's the illumination. That's where we're transforming into. That's what we're walking into with all the movements that we're making. They kept on saying, enjoy the movements you're making. Yeah, this is where we're headed. And it's our story. It's our story, not just his story or her story. It's our story. And look at what we're heading into. I'm just blown away. Take care. Bye-bye.